The mission of our organization. And so basically our mission is to improve the quality of life of the citizens of Harlingen through the creation of wealth, jobs, and investment. And so we are a type A corporation that's governed by public codes that are established by the state of Texas of how we operate, what our function is as an organization. But we get our direction from our board of directors that is appointed by the mayor and the city commission. And so I'm proud to introduce Trey Peacock, who's president of the organization of the board of directors this year, this morning as well. And so he, along with 6 other board members, represent a very good cross-section of the business community that understand Harlingen, that are very passionate about what they do, and they want to see the city prosper into the future. As an organization, we have a staff of 7 individuals that are equally passionate about what they do, work on a daily basis to help promote the community, to work with investors, and to let them know what Harlingen is all about. I have the privilege of serving as CEO of the organization and have been here for 2 years. As an organization, what we do is very simple. We attract new businesses and investment to the community. We are out throughout the country promoting Harlingen as well as in Mexico, so that companies become familiar with where we are, what we can offer, and so that we stay on their radars whenever they're looking at expanding or relocating their operations. There was very excellent business retention and expansion manager who works in meeting with local industry leaders, local businesses that provide employment opportunities so that we can identify those businesses that are ripe for possible expansion, and so that we stay abreast of what's going on here within the community, what some of the challenges might be, so that we can develop strategies in alleviating some of those challenges to help facilitate the future growth. Another thing that we do and that we realize is that it's also very important that we help support and grow our own businesses here within the community. This past year, we hired a business startup and a small business specialist whose sole focus is to work with entrepreneurs that want to open a business here in the community, and that works with businesses that have 5 or less employees, which we consider micro businesses. But then finally, we also know that supporting workforce development is something that's very critical for our future success and being able to attract top industries here. If we don't have a well-trained workforce, then it becomes much more difficult for us to attract the type of companies that we want to bring here to the community. It also becomes a challenge for existing businesses to find the qualified employees that they need so that they can move on to that next level of operation. But going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've accomplished over the last year related to our strategic plan as well as our focus as an organization. And I'll start off with developing a skilled workforce. This past year, we've invested about $300,000 in helping to support programs that will help elevate and move individuals here within our community to the next level, to be able to help local companies grow. We've worked very closely with HEDC on programs that they have to help support local students that are looking at moving on. And later this morning, we'll be touring some of their new facilities here and learn a little bit more about how they are expanding and growing to meet the future demands of the community itself. I'll just remind you that we're very, very fortunate to have TSTC here in our own backyard. They're really a school that offers support and has students throughout the entire region itself. So their success also has a success, not just Harlingen, but the surrounding communities within our region. We've also worked very closely with an organization called VITA, which is the Valley Initiative for Development and Assistance. These are individuals that work with at-risk individuals to provide them with additional support. We want to make sure that no student is left behind, that anyone wants to obviously has that chance to succeed. And then this year, we also expanded our reach and started working also with Texas Southmost College on special programs that they have for high demand patient care technician jobs. We worked very closely with Workforce Canada as well and hosted 7 job fairs to help connect job seekers with future employers. As I mentioned earlier, focusing on helping to provide support to our business seedlings is something that's very critical. Our manager worked in a meeting with over 100 entrepreneurs, individuals that are looking at starting a business or micro businesses that are here in the community. One thing that we realized is that the first 5 years of a business startup is very, very critical. About 80% of individuals who start up a business will likely fail within the first 5 years. And the primary reason for that is because they don't have the knowledge or capacity to fully understand how to run a business. So we want to improve the longevity of our local entrepreneurs and have started working very, very closely with HEDC in providing scholarships so that these small businesses and entrepreneurs can participate in the Kaufman Foundation Fast Hire program, as well as the Accelerator, which provides them that knowledge on how to actually operate a business so that they can survive and become stronger businesses in the future. A new initiative that we launched this past year was our pitch competition. And so this pitch competition, we provided $65,000 in funding for the top 3 winners to help them scale their own business here within the community. And so small businesses that we help support that were home-based businesses are now starting to rent real estate here in the community and establishing a strong foothold in the community. As part of our business retention and expansion efforts, our BRE manager this past year met with 88 of our top employers. I collectively employed over 7,000 people here within the community. As I mentioned earlier, it's very critical that we work with them to help facilitate their future growth here within Harlingen, and that we also identify any challenges that they might be encountering. We also host a number of grant programs targeting small businesses. One of them is the Revitalize Harlingen Matching Grant Program to help individuals that want to improve their building facades. This past year, we also launched the Equip Harlingen Grant Program to help provide funding to small businesses so that they could purchase new equipment that would expand their operations. But one of the programs that we launched this past year that was unexpected was the Harlingen Strong Grant Program. Many of you may recall the floods that we encountered this past late March. They were unexpected, but they impacted residents as well as businesses alike. So we wanted to make sure that we worked very closely with them to help bring them back to life and ensure that they would start working once again as soon as possible. Within days of those floods, our board of directors and our city commission met and approved this program. And we were able to provide support to over 107 businesses with funding to mitigate the recovery efforts. This past year, with all the programs that we initiated, we've invested over $356,000 in small businesses. Critical to what we do as an organization is market the community to outside investment and businesses. And this is something that Beverly and I spearhead. So we're traveling quite a bit throughout the country and Mexico, promoting Harlingen. We attended world trade shows This past year, we started launching new ad placement strategies and publications that advertise nationally, and we've also launched a new digital marketing campaign starting out with Monterrey, Mexico, and we'll be doing a lot more in other parts of that country. We get quite a number of leads of the governor's office for economic development whenever there are businesses that are looking at expanding within the state of Texas. And if a community meets all the criteria what a business is looking for, they're encouraged to submit a proposal. So this past year, we submitted 30 proposals to the governor's office, and we've been able to be listed as one of some of the finalists for some of these projects that we're currently working with. Throughout the year, we met with over 90 investors, individuals that wanted to learn more about what's happening in Harlingen, that have a genuine interest in possibly investing here in the community. And then, of course, we started to work on a brand new industrial park at Roosevelt. 2 years ago, we were given a $1.6 million grant from the Economic Development Administration for getting a detention pond. We're nearing completion of that detention pond at the industrial park. We didn't want to build just any detention pond or hole in the wall. This industrial park is located right next to the neighborhood. So we brainstormed on making it also an amenity for the neighborhood and store, and we built a walking trail that will be lit and have benches around there so that it could be an amenity for the neighborhood, because we wanted to be good neighbors as well. And so the next phase will actually be to start the road work, which we will get started on within in a few weeks or so. We're currently going through the plotting process. And so if there are any businesses that you think might be of interest, that are looking at expanding, we try to brand an industrial park that we will be opening hopefully within before the end of next year. So through our efforts, what have we achieved this past year? We were able to close 10 projects that will generate 453 new or retained jobs, and will create a $15 million investment here in Harlingen that will also generate $1.3 million in additional sales tax revenues to the community. So what we are more excited about are the future efforts and projects that we're working on that will help pave the way for quite a bit of investment here in Harlingen. Right now, we have 12 active projects underway with a capital investment projected at $5.9 billion with over 2,000 jobs that would come to Harlingen as help. We've got quite a number of non-disclosure agreements that we've executed with these companies. Obviously, we cannot say who they are, but we can talk a little bit about their potential impact here within the community. We have one particular project that has already tied down 1,800 acres. And many of you may have read the story of also winning a large meta project for a Dana's. This project would be a little bit bigger than that alone. We're working on a large European manufacturing company that will build a 1 million square foot manufacturing operation plus a headquarter office location here within Harlingen. This would be a $700 million plus investment in the community and bring in over 700 new jobs in a new type of industry to the area. One thing that I'll also mention is that we know that power is starting to be an issue, not just here in Harlingen, but throughout the state, and especially the Rio Grande Valley, with a lot of the new projects that are moving in. Look at the LNG plants that are establishing operations at the Fort Brownsville, SpaceX. These projects are absorbing a lot of power. And so some of the projects that we're working on will also add to that capacity. So we've been working very closely with ATP. But one of the projects that we're also working on is actually a new power plant that will help satisfy some of these demands. And so this is a 2,500 megawatt power plant that we're working on for the community that will hopefully satisfy the needs, not just Harlingen, but also the entire region to sell. I want to talk about some of the opportunities that exist here in Harlingen. One of the biggest advantages that we offer is location. The entire Rio Grande Valley is growing tremendously. It's not just one area that's growing. You know very well of all the projects that are happening in Lower Cameron County, at the Port Downsville, at Starbase, Texas, and then the Upper Valley obviously is also growing quite a bit. Harlingen's biggest advantage is that we're located right in the middle of these two major growth nodes. So what we're starting to see is that as companies start looking at the Rio Grande Valley to help provide support and services to the entire region, they prefer to be right in the middle, simply because it's a short commute to customers to the south and customers to the west. And so in the few slides, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the projects that we'll be making an announcement soon that are establishing here in Harlingen that same reason itself. And then our location also provides companies an opportunity to be able to attract labor force, not just from Harlingen, but our labor shed stretches as far west as Mission and, of course, south into Brownsville, this south. One of the biggest areas of undeveloped industrial properties is the area between the Port of Harlingen and Valley International Airport that is also served by rail. There are over 5,000 acres of undeveloped properties out in this area, and some of the big projects that we're working on are looking at establishing here within this area itself, including the 1,800 acres that have been tied down for a new data center, 130 acres that have been already tied down as well for the manufacturing facility, and also nearly 100 acres that have already been tied down for a new power line. But there are opportunities that still exist here, and the line that is still available for other manufacturers that are looking at establishing operations here in the valley. This is our new industrial park, which is located along Interstate 69E, just north of the Bass Pro Shop area. It's 65 acres, brand new detention pond. We'll be starting construction on the actual roadway and infrastructure within the next few weeks. Hopefully, as soon as you get the planning of that property complete. A new project that we're very, very excited about is the Victoria Commons mixed-use development. This is a 70-acre property that is owned privately by several investors, but we as an organization own quite a bit of property as well. We worked very closely with architects in developing the master plan. It will be located on at the north or eastern side of Hill Avenue, just south of Ed Carey Drive. You view that drive through Ed Carey heading to Valley Baptist Hospital. You see quite a bit of vacant land on the right side as you're driving to the hospital. And so this is the concept that we come up with. And it is a public-private partnership which will include rail, retail, office, multifamily, and hotels. I talked a little bit earlier about two projects that we will be making an announcement soon. One of them we call Project Beach, which is 107 jobs. It will be a 25,000 square foot office, an investment of over $5 million. They will have higher than average paying jobs here within the community. They chose Harlingen because they wanted to be at the center of where all the growth is, and they provide services to the entire Rio Grande Valley area. And that is also the same reason the project Tyler is also looking at this area to build a 30,000 square foot office building that will employ 200 jobs, and it will also be a 5 million plus capital investment here in Harlingen. These are just some of the projects that we will be closing within the next few weeks. We've got others that we are also working on. And so future looks very, very bright for Harlingen, and we are very, very excited at the prospects that we're working with day in and day out. So I'll just end and say that we're also a very social organization. We encourage all of you to follow us online to stay abreast of what's happening so that you'll know and Lord wills it for the opportunities that exist here and new companies that are choosing to establish operations in Harlingen. Our doors are always open to working with all of you. If there's ever anything that we can assist with, please do not hesitate to contact us with any. If you need any information about Harlingen, we've got quite a bit of information that's available to us. So that is a quick overview of Harlingen and what's